Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You
Yeah,
didn't miss
my
the...
audio should be a bit better now.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's go.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, because I was using when waiting, I use a program that stops all computer sound apart from the program. So I connected with Discord with my phone, and I had like earbuds underneath my headphones connected to my phone to hear you.
Damn, I can hear you. This is so weird.
What?
Final minute upgrades. You know.
I have not been able to
Upgrades, people.
do that
Upgrades.
before. What?
Right.
I'm confused.
So much over here. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Give me a second. I just wanna double check if everything is in order.
1 second.
Shut. Yeah, I swear to God.
No, okay. I closed the program and it's I can hear it.
Okay. A second, where is it?
Oh gosh, jeez.
Good thing we didn't start. Yeah, just.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I tab into the program, it cuts off the entire audio channels from the computer.
Fair. So, welcome to session 25, potentially the final session of this little small tiny campaign. That is an offshoot of a bigger campaign. That is an offshoot of even bigger campaign. Oh boy, it's been almost a year, half a year.
Are we a parody of a parody?
Perhaps.
You telling me I'm a joke, and not even a good one?
You're cool.
It's up to your perception if you're a good or a bad joke. If you see yourself as a bad joke, then you are a bad joke by your own fault.
Fruition.
Yes. So, yeah. So without further ado, everybody's ready because potentially ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So last we left off, you while helping the blue giant Ein essentially with the wounds and then assessing the situation, you also met a cowardly satyr hunter by the name of Cuckoo, who kind of described the whole situation that essentially transpired on the road. You took Ein as a cat and Cuckoo as a tag-along back to the Azure Peak, where you approached storm giants with their, I guess, one of their council members, and you were essentially informing about the situation and a bit discussion of a potential traitor amidst the circle in the Sealy court spurred the council to act out, and essentially tomorrow the Ein, the injured blue giant, will traverse with you to the Sealy court, and you essentially had the rest of the day deciding whatever you wish to do, gather your strength and whatnot, which you took around to basically explore the surrounding vicinity of Azure Peak, went to an armory and an alchemy shop, acquired yourselves with trinkets, potions, and a very interesting staff, Hodard, right? Very peculiar staff, right? Okay.
Indeed.
So.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a stick.
It's a stick, yes. Essentially crashed at Cuckoo's place for the night, where one by one you start to wake up and essentially realize that a big day is coming, as all of you are technically now awake. But you, some of you were not as awake yet, but you were all woken, I guess, permanently by a thunderous voice of Ein, asking if you are prepared to go outside the home of Kukul. So, with that being said, you don't know what time of day it is because it's always the sun is high in the sky and it's always the same weather. It seems like. What would you like to do as you kind of all have been woken up? Only Griselda for a bit longer than the rest.
I believe when we left off, we were just about to walk into a portal because we had woken up and had breakfast and
Yes.
stuff like that.
So decide if you want to do anything else.
Yeah, Ira will place her hand on the shoulder of both Hodarth and Griselda and cast enhance ability on. Let's see. I will do this. I will cast twin spell enhance ability twice on both Ira and Hodarth for charisma and intelligence.
Oh boy.
And then on Hodarth and Griselda, I will twin spell wisdom.
Okay.
What does the wisdom one do?
Advantage on all wisdom checks.
Gotcha.
So.
And Hodarth, you have a wisdom on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma.
Okay, wisdom and charisma. Okay.
And intelligence.
And intelligence.
Damn.
For an hour.
Okay, now I'm asking Griselda a personal question because I don't know if Griselda is the type of person. Would you still hold Kukul by your shoulder, or are you gonna let him walk this time?
What do you think?
I'm asking.
Ahem. I actually teleported him away from Griselda last session.
Yes, but you're all gathered by the portal.
Oh no.
Yeah, so what's up?
I sort of sidestep a bit closer to him, and then a little bit closer to him.
I want to.
I'm gonna snatch him up.
I will try to contest dexterity to place myself between.
I accidentally pick up iron instead.
Roll dexterity.
What should I roll?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yes, as you literally. It's like, no, I want to be grabbed.
No, not grabbed. Just block. I want to block Griselda.
You can block me, but I'm still picking up something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Guidance.
Okay, that's a 3. Let's go.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Okay, Grizzly, can you just roll me I guess a dex check, just a dexterity check to see if you would be faster. I guess yeah. Because if you succeed, you grab Kukul before, but if Ira wins, you grab Ira.
If Ira wins, grab Ira. Oh shit! Hold on, what's my dexterity? Oh shoot! I have a +7.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. You interpose your body, and you see, like, instead of just reaching forward, she sort of twists her arm past your neck and then picks him up, lifting him up over you.
Yeah, literally just.
Ooh, that was close! Almost grabbed you by the neck there.
Kukul.
Careful, you're stepping.
Kukul sighs under his breath, but he says nothing or does not protest. So, I guess everybody heads inside the portal then. Am I correct with this assumption?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The first sensation as all of you enter through is one of dizziness and shortness of breath, as you seem to be on a very, very massive peak, in front of a very, very massive walkway entrance towards something inside a mountain. Give me a second. Let me just quickly show it in dice roll what I mean by this. And then,
Oh shit!
yes. You are by the entrance of this massive hole in the middle of the wilderness. You look out and you see endless just wilds, trees and forests overgrown. Anywhere you see, except for I guess what's in front of you, you see massive creatures, maybe larger than rocks, flying in unison by the dozens, way, way off in the distance, in the horizons. The place, the walkway, maybe is almost half or 2/3 of a mile tall and over a quarter mile long. It's a massive place. You can see that on the actual mountain, some fairies reside, mind their own business. And the only way you can actually spot them is by their glowing wings sporadically moving as they're flying about. This whole hallway entrance to this place is desolate and empty. It has not a single soul in it, and it's decked, not decked. It's an easy walkway. It's naturally carved from the inside from the mountain, and it just leads forward. And at the very end of this thing that you assume is maybe about a mile, if not longer, you see, I guess, an opening into some sort of area, some sort of massive entrance that is decked in golden bright light. For Hodart, you are at the grand gates of the Sealy Court. Situated in the deeper wilds of the Beastlands. What you're seeing at the very end is the actual Sealy Court. Why is everything empty? You have no clue. Usually the place, by your estimations, is relatively packed and kind of full. You see Ein and two storm giants who immediately almost manifest to the side as bodyguards wielding massive great swords, crackling with electricity. Just kind of look around at their surroundings as it's eerily quiet. What would you like to do?
You guys in mountains.
Do we see that building in the distance?
Oh no, you are by its front. You're by the front. It's a massive thing. I guess you are by the entrance of it, but looking around, everything besides the wildlife that surrounds this massive structure, it seems to be without a sign of life.
It's a very quiet place.
Ida Mila exclaims, "It is odd. That could mean only two things. Either the court has already assembled, even though we are not informed of it, or something is terribly wrong." As Aang kind of looks around and kind of starts slowly walk towards the deeper into the hallway towards the gleaming golden light at the end of the tunnel. What about the rest of you?
I'm going to look at Odath, and I'm going to pull out my blade, and I'm going to essentially like sort of push it into his in his direction. Like this.
Ira looks at you strangely. The hand over the weapon to hold on.
Ira, you don't have any noise suppression anymore. You're just crackling all over.
Yeah, as the mic is maybe a little bit too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no, don't worry, you're coming in loud and clear. It's just we're getting a few other things.
Yeah.
I mean, that automatic noise suppression doesn't work, so I just massively increased the manual one.
Gotcha.
Do you still hear?
Yes. No, we hear you, but no longer anything
You're
else.
perfectly fine now.
Yeah. So.
Just holds out the sword for Hodar.
Are you giving this to me?
What? No. I mean, yes, but no. I want it back.
Oh, yes. Oh, I meant as in just to help. I recognize the gesture. Think it wise.
Yeah. From what I can tell, they're gonna keep talking shit no matter what I say. So, at the very least, the worst they're gonna get is a few broken teeth rather than a shish kebab. I just need to make sure I don't have anything within reach. I'll turn them into a shish kebab. And so far, this place is a place you know too well. So, and you feel like it's an okay time, just chuck it back and I'll do my job.
Duly
Sound good?
noted. Yep.
Alright. She hands you the blade.
Do you have a spare one?
What check would I have to make?
Deception if you're lying.
Alright.
Insight on Ira's side then.
Oh, I do not have proficiency. I'm a bad liar.
Also, I have advantage on this check. And you have... No, you do not have.
Natural 20.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
I rolled 2 natural 20s so far.
No.
Holy fucking
Yeah,
shit.
Ira.
That is a...
Wait,
Yeah.
that is 2d20.
Yeah, 28,
it's only
20.
16.
No, it's 16
Yeah.
plus 12. That's
It's
still...
Yeah. So yeah, as far as you concern Ira, Griselda has something as a backup. She tries to lie. She lies a bit too well.
there's a... she's... This is my main weapon? It's the one that's capable of killing gods. I mean, they're a god, so a basic halberd won't fucking kill them, right?
She nods. As long as you know what you're doing.
I'm giving the god-killing weapon away before I go and meet some gods. I'm not unarmed. I'm just not prepared to kill a god today.
Yeah, I've heard this place should be a sanctuary of peace.
Yeah, and God's
But we
supposed to be
are
helping us.
we are here to expose some of a traitor.
I know what we're here for. I just know they're gonna talk shit.
Right. Yes. With that out of the way, shall we continue?
Yeah. Let's go.
Ira casts mage armor on herself, just in case.
Okay. So as whew. So as you're walking, it's a single walk, and you can almost see the entire hallway from there. It takes like a good 20 minutes of it traversing. Every once in a while you see like a passageway that is carved into the side of the wall that are decked out in magnificent marble and jade that leads just, you assume, just to other places. But you see everybody, there's not a single entity in the surrounding area. Does anybody have passive perception of 24 or higher?
I do. Mine's 29.
Yes, Hodart. About 5 minutes in, just in the corner of your eye, you start to see tiny bursts of gold just kind of traversing through the just through the hallway, observing you. But this, like, it's like a blink it and you miss it type of moment. You're being watched by a handful of rodents, and everything is airy and quiet. As you approach the end of this hallway, you see the light slowly dims down, and you see these massive golden gates. And of course, these are very massive, but still the same size as the hallway. But you see, there's like smaller intervals, ones that could fit a gnome, ones that could fit a fairy, one that could fit a giant, and there's like a bunch of decked out things. And you can see that the main door itself could be opened up. Ian just kind of approaches the door towards the giant, and kind of almost like silently leans in, just kind of almost gets his ear against the door. It kind of looks at all of you. I think it's the former. The court is in session. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Takes a deep breath and nods.
Mm-hmm.
Is it usual? Is it usual for these court sessions to face without?
Usually the court sessions are announced in your mortal worlds weeks, months ahead of time. Usually when it's so abrupt and sudden, it's because of an emergency.
This might aid us or hinder us.
Who knows? As Ein kind of grabs the golden lever for the giant door and kind of slightly opens and then fully opens up widely. Peering into the court itself, you see a massive, almost an arena that is in this coliseum, a closed glass coliseum. A bright golden light shines on everyone, and the entire floor, made of marble, exudes this golden light everywhere. You see hundreds, maybe up to 1,000 individuals, just kind of on the outer rims of this coliseum, who are just kind of you see all kinds of races, mostly all of the Feywild, just by looking at it, who seem to be at discussion with each other, thought, or just listening. Then you see above the Colosseum a ring that is floating mid-air atop of the center, where you see a handful of I guess more not fancy, but more opulent looking individuals. who you can count by 2 dozen or so. Hodart, you know that that's the inner circle of the Sealy Court. And at the pinnacle of that circle, in this almost like a heightened, elevated place, a slab on top of a slab of the circle, there are 2 massive thrones. In them, on one, sits an elegant figure of a fae, an archfey. About 12 feet tall, lean, kind of surveying the middle of the Colosseum. And to her left, by her side, on the other throne, there is what you assume is a manifestation of the forest. A humanoid creature most resembling a Goliath, fully decked out in jade wooden armor, and having this massive helmet that is almost like a snout of a bear or a wolf that exudes these emerald green eyes. That is Titania, and that is Oberon. And in the center of it, in the center of the Colosseum, where everybody's eyes, or I guess attention, lie, stands an archfey, a very pale-skinned, blonde, long hair, and has this nice glowing halo on top of him, while has these 2 quite wide and massive angelic wings. It seems to be looking up towards the inner court. For Holder's perception, that is not. That is the person who is potentially the traitor. As you all hear Zenot immediately proclaim, as him continuing the whatever he was rambling upon. And it's for these incidents we must re-secure our borders and double the patrols. For the Mistlands are ever-present threat. And I sense within this year we might have another massive push. Everybody still don't even mind, and you Colosseum, you can easily access Colosseum. As you can see, there's a handful of spots that are just vacant. It's not like pushy or anything. Griselda. The gaze of Oberon shifts from the middle of the Colosseum towards you. He stares at you, but says not a single word.
Stare back at him with a tight, thin smile, trying to keep up appearances.
So yeah, you see a handful of eyes from the surrounding Colosseum, because you need to walk like a good 50 or so feet before you actually enter the Colosseum fully, and you can take a seat or stand or just watch. A handful of people just in the surrounding area just kind of notice you, but everybody's kind of focused on Zenith and his speech, as Ein has his gaze focused at the center of the Colosseum, and then looks at all of you. How do we proceed with this? This is not what I expected. He kind of looks immediately at you, Hodart.
Well, we either can wait for him to finish, or we can interrupt him here and now.
I think you know what my decision is.
I believe it's best to wait.
Sure.
It might be a good idea to make us seem courteous at least.
Yes, it would give us some chance to see just how good at lying he is.
Mm-mm. So, as taking a seat is not very difficult, as Zunot's voice echoes through this massive coliseum and gets everybody's attention, as he essentially continues about the potential harm of the Feywild, and how letting people from the mortal planes traverse into it freely might be beneficial for us, sure, in the long term as defenders and contractors, because a life of a Fae is more endearing and more painful to lose than one of a mortal that is here for the sake of gold and gold alone. But alternatively, those might also come in the surface of the Shadowfell, of the Unsteely Court, as it kind of looks at everyone, like as in like gathering everybody's attention in this speech. And then he looks at your direction, more specifically at Ein, and then kind of immediately looks back at the inner court as if nothing happened. I know that this might be a drastic situation, but we heard about the recent sackings of the Great Library from the Near himself. He is not a warmonger, he holds knowledge. And who would be so cunning or so foolish to invade the halls of knowledge, not to learn, but to destroy all the knowledge that they have gathered? It is in fact the foolish mortals who try to proclaim some sort of right over our birth realm. This is our lands, our people, and we should solve the problems our way. And
I would like to insight check him to see what.
roll me an insight check.
Boost myself just a wee bit.
You have
to-
advantage.
Yep, advantage, but I'm also going to do a little bit of guidance as well.
So I had to say you rolled with the holy shit. Never mind, just roll everything. Oh god. I mean
26.
you if you did not have the insight of what you have, of what you experience and what you are doing at the moment, you would fully be like, you would not see a shred of any lies in Zenith's voice. He seems to be genuinely, I guess, genuinely believing in what he's saying full-heartedly. As he's not asking for a war or anything, he's asking for some sort of measurement to dim the potential problems that might come from the moral planes. You sense no lie in that.
And when he turned towards our friend here,
Oh, well, in that case, he seemed to almost be caught off guard as he kind of looked at it, but almost without breaking a sweat or stumbling, he continued everything like nothing happened, and it was just on the purpose on his part.
Adam.
Looking at Ein, he seems to be getting more and more furious by few seconds.
We're gonna lean over to him. It's like, are you doing all right?
I am torn. What I see in front of me is my friend who slew me or tried to slay me. But then again, but it was all an illusion. You see him clutching his fist, it kind of looks away, clutching his teeth. He couldn't have. Why would he?
Do not doubt your memories. Yeah, I tell the sign. Do not doubt your memory.
But he has that turmoil in his face as he's clutching his fists. He seems like he wants either to cry again or wants to just scream out, but he just kind of sits down, just kind of looks at the continuing speech.
And just for one more confirmation before I act, I have saw in the vision of
Yes,
Free's wife that this man on the stand
yes,
that has the floor is the person we are
yes.
looking for.
Minus the halo and wings, the same complexion, the same elf. Yes, literally.
Yeah, we have testimony, witness,
And I have the memories.
memory, and the word of God of knowledge.
So yeah. Essentially, at the moment, Xenot is just kind of occasionally looking back as he starts another sentence at the inner court, more specifically at the heightened places where the queen and king of the Feywilds sit. But then occasionally he looks around the crown, now purposely kind of avoiding your sector, if you will, because he's kind of has this almost like his right shoulder towards you, so he kind of just looks to the left, just kind of says whatever he wishes to say. Any interruptions, or you let this continuing on?
I want to check. Could I tell if there's any? Is there any magic being used to influence his decision? Do I see Do I see this fucker doing anything? Some underhanded shit.
A barbarian asks that.
Yep.
Roll me an Arcana check, I guess, or yeah, Arcana check.
If you want to tell us, I have detect magic. You can have somebody.
Yes, you use that.
I guess I will. I will use suspend. I will use my spell slot to instacast detect magic.
D20 plus 4.
Because I only have +3 Arcana.
Yeah. You have no fucking clue. You just look around. I mean, he has a very mannered stature and a very well balanced voice as he proclaims to the crowd, and everybody kind of pays their attention to Zenith in the middle. As for Dart, I don't know what you're expecting, but I just have a fucking image of this. Give me a second. Oh god. Yeah, this is literally you, Kenneth, and hold on at the moment. just your eye just go
flashbang.
Yeah, literally as your eyes kind of come to, you see everyone, and I mean fucking everyone and everything in this fucking place is magical. It's like looking through a sea of colored mists, trying to look into the sides of the Colosseum. You see that.
If I find the center, is there any sort of? I don't want to. Would it be? It wouldn't be illusionary. God, anything. God, what kind of school of magic would it like charm effects and stuff be?
This is
Bright-
Toad with magic detect magic right now.
Bright purple would be the coloration, which you see a handful of things, but seemingly enough, the what's his name? Zenot in the middle seems to be having this darker green coloration, which is just that. While the Zalo seems to be glowing in this pristine white soft aura.
What is he currently going on about right now?
He's essentially harping the countless tragedies that happen through the Mistlands incursions, and how year by year they start to take mile by mile. They suppressed it for so long, but they need to figure out how to counteract the measure and push it back, destroy it by the source. Some sort of way to close off this madness and actually solve the problem for the Feywilds.
I lean over to Griselda. Do you mind getting their attention very rudely?
Before, as you lean over, I will also. And Hogarth, whisper, Hogarth. Do you still have the letter from Veneer, right?
Yes.
Is there a way we could give that to Tanya or Oberon without other people notice?
He strokes his chin. It's like, Hold off on the interruption, Griselda. I will be right back. I'm going to make sure I have the letter with me, stuff it into my shirt, and then wild shape into a squirrel.
How are you gonna reach something that is elevated in midair as a squirrel?
Oh,
the sky.
I am going to be a very small bird.
Okay.
And then fly up.
Okay. So as you do that, for everybody else's perception, you immediately see Ein just looking at the paper, because the paper is small. You know, it's like a quarter of a pound, and you can clearly easily lift it up. But it's just this small bird that is like almost like half the size of the paper that is just fucking going towards the center up of. For everybody else's perspective, the gazes from Zenot shift to that small bird with the paper. To the point that Zenot himself just stops talking, just kind of looks up. He says or does nothing.
Yeah.
In the ear of whoever I give it to, I say, just read it. Don't say anything until we make a move about it.
Wait. What? Hold on, what are you saying?
I don't think you have the ability to speak.
Yeah, hold on. What are you? Who? First of all, where are you taking this paper?
Hold on. You can't speak. You can cast spells. So, do you have any spells that would allow you to send messages?
I do.
There we go.
Be polite.
Oh my god. So you gotta just fly in front of Titania and drop a piece of paper and like read this.
Bit unorthodox, but
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah,
well, it was Ira's suggestion.
and Ira will prepare an action to cast Dimension Door on herself and yourself right in front of this bad fellow. See, not in case he would like try to use any kind of spell or intercept this bird in any way.
Okay.
I would wait. I would hold off, prepare it. If he
Yeah.
looks like he's about to do something, then pop it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Roll me. Oh yeah, you have the stats over. You fucking fail as all of a sudden you fly almost like 10 feet next to Tanya, and you see all the inner circle is just looking at you. Right? We're talking the entire state of the Feywild is looking at you. Some with amusement, some with ire of this disrespectful act, while Titania seems to just be looking at you and does not reveal any emotion on her face besides just complete neutrality. Oberon just extends a single finger, and Ken, you feel your bird wings just crack in so many ways. As you still are in your form, but you're just in a constant painful torment, and you hear a fucking voice in your head from the king himself. How dare you? As he has his jaded green eyes glaring at you from his throne. Only one finger is up staring at you, and you see your paper slowly starts to drift away as you see Titania's open palm is kind of opening, and the piece of paper starts to unravel as the paper is there in her view as she kind of reads through it, and it kind of raises a finger towards Oberon, and you see Oberon's gaze immediately shifts to Titania, and then Oberon kind of looks at the paper and then looks at you and chuckles in your mind. And then you hear just a sudden snap as you feel every single piece of bone in your body and the sensation of you turning into a mess slowly, I guess, return back to normal as you feel for a split second you think you're about to pass out and you feel nothing. You're still in your bird form, but slowly but surely you regain vision and your senses as you now see that Titania is reading the letter. Oberon is just kind of looking at you. You got the eyes of the queen. No, read very carefully and tell me, why are you here? On what grounds is this accusation?
I have I clear my throat. It's like I have witnessed firsthand through the memories of one. Oh God, what's her name? Freeze wife.
Mary.
It's Airy.
Mary.
Mary. Of one Mary. Wife to a good friend Free. That this being in that has center stage is working with forces that seek to undo the Sealy cult, including the Unseelie court. If you wish to probe my mind for said memories of Mary, I allow you to fully do so in order to better...
You all of a sudden feel immense pressure. You allow me. You.
I guess that was a bit unsafe. I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, you hear another voice in your head.
I wouldn't.
As you are basically, like you have that pressure of like somebody's gripping you, even though you're just mid-air, just frozen in space. Let him go. He's young in his own years. He will become wiser, hopefully. And he served his purpose. Now let him go. And then all of a sudden, Oberon just kind of fixes gaze to Titania for a second, and kind of lets go of the finger. And all of a sudden, you can fly again. You're still in your bird form.
Sorry for the intrusion. Or no, I just fly off back to where I was. Just try and change back, and just as soon as I change back, I'm right next to Ira. And she could just tell even though I have feathers everywhere, my face is just red. It's like, that's so much for subtlety. We do have their attention, though.
Okay, so you see everybody for your perception. Hodar was basically locked, I guess, in that center around the inner circle, and everybody was kind of looking and just kind of, it almost a bated breath. Ozin was just kind of looking up, and you didn't see his expression because he was looking away from you. The whole core goes silent. Even Zinat goes silent and now fully looks at the rest of you. And all of a sudden, Titania you can see, hold her, that you see, she has read it probably already so many times, but then she finally kind of wraps it back again. And with a snap of a finger that kind of echoes through the entire Colosseum, just kind of quiets everything down, as all of a sudden these golden chains almost start to float around Zenot, before all of a sudden all those chains just kind of collide with Zenot, just kind of incapacitating him on the spot as he's still standing. And Zenot just starts to struggle as he kind of looks up and says, "What is the meaning of this?" And then Titania speaks. "You spoke of the great library and its countless treasures, its countless knowledge. I somewhat was given a letter just now, proclaiming that you were the cause of its sacking and potential ruin." You see everybody's kind of gasping in the arena, looking around, just starting to question. And then, in front of all of you, this swirling golden leaves start to manifest and a portal comes out. And you see from the portal perspective, it's the center of the arena, maybe 20-30 feet away from actual Zenot himself, who's now just kind of wrapped in these golden chains and kind of stuck to the ground. Accusers, step forth. And
that's our cue.
We just
I mean, you were holding on to a dimension door, right?
It can only bring 2 people, but I can multi.
I'll fly down there.
I'll walk.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll all get down our own special way.
I will not use magic to get down. Might be
Fine.
some.
I guess we take center stage, for it is ours now.
It is.
And is Titania still in the middle?
Well, here's the thing. You're maybe 80 to 90 feet below the actual inner circle, and about additional 20 or so feet above that circle is the throne, and everybody kind of can stare you down from the Colosseum and the like.
Yeah. She will try to like bow at.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah. She will like do a flat bow and keep that posture.
Yeah, once I'm reached there, I bow.
And try to whisper to Grisella too. Yes, this once.
You owe me.
I do.
Okay, so.
She bows.
Okay, so everybody's bows. And then Zenod is like, Zenod looks back at all of you and looks at Ian, and Ian looks just like he's about to punch him in the face. Then Ian looks kind of up into Ian. Then Zenod looks back at the court, looking more at Oberon. This is some sort of mistake. Why would I, the vanguard to the Fae, side with the enemy? Why would I sack? And you hear all of a sudden his teeth grit as the chains seem to congeal and kind of tighten up a bit, and you hear like a sudden snap somewhere in his shoulder. And the tiniest voice just bellows out again. You had no permission to speak. Now, the accusers, state your statements. So, who's gonna go first? Who's gonna do what statement? If you can just pass up and do nothing.
Yeah, I believe Ara will look up to see if she has permission to raise her head, and then stand upright and like whisper under her breath, like to their companions. I'll start. And she raises her voice. I and my compatriots thank the Sealy Council for hearing us out. We are messengers from the god Denir. My compatriot, and she gestured towards Horath, is Denir's proxy, and we bring with us information that I believe the Sealy court will find highly disturbing. And then she nudges Horath to continue speaking.
He clears his throat again. Say, we have damning evidence that this being beside me, he motions towards the one in chains, has been working with both forces, with both the Sealy Court and as well as forces from the mortal plane, in order to undo What?
You said Sealy Court.
I said Unseelie Court.
Yeah, he said Unseelie.
Never
And
mind.
the
Sorry.
Unseelie Court, in order to undermine, as well as just, for lack of a better term, destroy what is it. For this information has been shown to us by a high-ranking member of one of this faction from the mortal plane.
Roll me.
Additionally, we have witnessed. Well, not we have witnesses, as well as this. God, what's his name?
As well as Iron from the
Ein
Azure
here,
Fleet.
who can attest to recently being assaulted and killed by this individual.
Nearly killed.
Roll me persuasion check if you finished.
Yeah, and you have advantage.
And the guide.
If you roll natural, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Fucking 20.
Oh my fucking
20.
god.
Yeah. Hogarth isn't very good at lying, so he's very trustworthy.
Reaction from Zenot as he is beside you. He seems to be flabbergasted and confused. But he does not seem innocent in his gaze. He almost whisperly kind of yelled out to you, "What?" And it kind of looks at Ein in a bit of a confusion. And Ein immediately looks back at the Sealy Court. Indeed, I was mere moments away from passing on. Except for intervention from these adventurers, I was saved. And beside me, there's one additional individual, the satyr by the name of Kukul, who witnessed this whole ordeal and is willing to testify against him. As Kukul kind of nods, still kind of kneeling. He used to as Kukul's like, yeah, and Oberon immediately just bellows out, "Speak, satyr." And all of a sudden you see all the hairs that are visible on the satyr's head or back are just immediately stand up.
Yeah, I will try to support him, like place a hand behind his back.
Yeah, but the satyr immediately stands up and almost looks at Tanya and gives an additional bounce and starts to, at first mumbling his words, but all of a sudden almost immediately catching on and kind of uncharacteristically being straightforward as he almost detail by detail told the same story that you heard of him just witnessing a potential execution by Zenot here. Looking at Zenot, he looks at all of you confused.
On the off chance, I know we've heard this again, but can I insight both of those two that are testifying?
What? Ein and
Yes.
Okay.
Do I do it for both? One for both, or two?
For both.
Okay.
it would be a massive plot. Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Double
God.
19s.
Oh god. So, but none of them seem to be lying and being truthful as it is. Any else has any wording that they want to say, or you just gonna wait for?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's just as
wait.
we're doing.
Yeah,
The-
I will.
you,
I-
what you gonna do?
Yeah. Like as she again like gives a small bow to Titania and Oberon, and says, "With Daenerys' help, we extracted the memories of an archdemon, in which we saw Mr. Sinat."
And as you say that, you see Zunot's face kind of looks down, and there's a bit of anger in his gaze as it kind of looks away.
Yeah. And then she will say, "I talk for my companions when I say that we are all willing to share our memories with the Sealy Court to discern the authenticity of our words and memories."
Titania's, anything else you want to say? Anybody?
No, then she will
Okay. So,
start bow again.
Griselda staying calm, I assume?
Griselda is both figuratively and literally biting her tongue.
Uh-huh. And you see Oberon is occasionally glaring at you, Griselda. There's nothing that he says, but he's just staring at you.
Another tight smile for Oberon.
Seconds pass. And then Titania's voice bellows out again through the Colosseum. We heard your testimonies. Now, the accused. How do you plead? Oh yeah, Ira, roll me a perception. Not perception.
Persuasion.
Yes.
Bam. Oh, that's good one. Let me see. And I have advantage. Yeah, I have advantage. That is not very good.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit.
17.
Wait, 17, 16 I count. 11 plus 5, what do you mean? Yeah, oh my god. What the... Okay. Oh god. So...
I speak no lies.
You speak no lies, he says. And you roll natural... And you can roll a natural 20 on your persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, give me a second. So, moments pass, and yeah, kind of calls out Zenot and asks, what is his defense for the accused? He takes a deep breath, and then looks at all of you, like all of you, and looks at Ein, and there's no fury or rage or ill intent, but there's almost this look of regret towards Ain's with a bit of sadness as he looks up at Titania. I wish to confess. And everybody goes into almost like a fit as you hear voices echo through the Colosseum until Oberon stomps his foot, and all of a sudden, the whole lighting of gold in the room changes into this dark greenish emerald. You all hear Oberon speak as he says, "You will all be silent." And then the light returns back to the familiar warm glow rays. As Zenot, you see or can hear that the chain slightly loosened up a bit. As he kind of looks around at the chains, kind of looks back at you. Indeed, I quarreled with the mortals, same as most of you. I met a very traveler, a lich from the world of Virga. He proclaimed that he has an answer to save the Feywilds from this incursion. I, like most of you, were skeptical at first, but she showed me grand constructs of infinite potential. Simple constructs that are made of clay and twigs, that are strong and powerful as any metal, mithril, adamantine, or otherwise. Manifested by the hundreds, if not thousands. A perfect undying soldier to be marched towards the Mistlands and repelled. And he kind of looks back at everybody else. I took his offer several years ago. I did not intervene in his mortal endeavors, but he did ask for some help. Simple for a Fae like myself to provide. A shelter, a supply of materials common in the Fae. And he provided with interesting progress. These crimes in the library, or to you, Ein, as he kind of looks at Mealtime, are not of my doing. For I'm not here to conquer the Fae, for it would be a stupid endeavor. I bellowed for centuries in this court to all of you when it first began. You waved your hands away saying that it will pass, or it will be just an easy, trivial matter to deal with. But look at it now. Months of walking on foot of land has been taken by them. And what do? He kind of stares down at Oberon. You see Oberon's gaze looks at Zenot. Strike me down if you wish. Execute me, torture me, scatter my soul into the ether. But I will know deep down inside, what I did is for the Fae, its people, for this court as well. Does anybody want to roll an insight or just quiet?
Yeah, I want the insight. and that is.
Ooh.
I also have advantage that I forgot. 1919.
Oh my god. Okay, for Ira, everything is truthful, but there's one thing. There's this look of almost slight smugness, as if he has a ace in his hand. Something that he's not saying outright immediately. Waiting for the right opportunity to say it. As Zena just kind of looks around, and you see the crowd is perplexed, and everybody's kind of nodding. Because from Holdar's perspective, you kind of understand his point. Because yes, 5 centuries ago it was just some minute spot, but now it's a massive scar of a death, and the shadow fell into the Feywild. He is saying the truth, but how much truth are in his words, that is very difficult to measure.
Ira wants to see if she can, like, look at or maybe raise a hand or something against towards Titania and Obrant, maybe.
Yeah. So Titania immediately looks at you, and you have a voice in your head, one of Titania's in your head, saying you have a permission to speak loudly.
Yeah. And then she will say, may I please be able to ask question of the defendant?
You may. That voice echoes.
I can hear so.
Good. And then she will give a small bow and turn to Sinot.
Mm-hmm.
And she will ask, the ransacking of the library was done with Golan, the same one you described that you bartered for the protection of the Feywild. My question is that why was this allowed to happen? Even if it wasn't your doing, you should have known or been informed.
I only was informed about attacking, not who have done it. It could have been anything, but knowing that the golems did it, the constructs that I funded, that bears a burden in my soul. You're gonna look slightly away. And I just kind of steps in. And what about me? How dare you slay me in cold blood? And Zenith immediately retorts, I did no such thing. Why would I strike you? We've been friends for over 2 centuries, and you know this. Ian almost kind of steps back a bit out of this outburst of fury from Zenith. He is generally pissed off about the whole Iron situation.
Yeah, and Ira will, at that point, describe the wounds Iron had. Shallow wound, strewn across his body, with the edges obliterated, turned to ash.
I possess no such weapon. My weapons are of cold steel and blazing heat, not of disintegration into ash. I do not wound with scratch marks. I dissect my enemies with one fell swoop, by the dozen.
Oh yeah, fire couldn't leave ash. What am I thinking?
If you speak the truth, would you be willing, Sinat, to challenge your memories against mine and those of my compatriots?
Kind of looks away a bit. If Her Grace Titania accepts glaring into my mind and picking all the memories that she desires, I will not resist so. And then looks at you, Ira.
I will not resist.
Okay. So all of a sudden,
And I shall, and neither will they. And she turns to her companion and bows towards them as well.
so,
Bow.
Hold, are you gonna also resist? Or
I am not going to.
Griselda?
Please.
Please.
Fine.
Okay. So, you all of a sudden you sense like some hot hands touching your cheeks, and your entire face just becomes to numb a bit as your sensation gets overflown, and your only thing you see is a golden ray of light. The sensation passes moments after, and you see Zinot looking at you, Ira, his eyes looking out of almost fear. You know him. You've spoken to him. What? Why?
My.
He at first he looked like confident and like saying his own troops. Now he seems like he almost at the point of a breaking down. His eyes having this 1,000 yard stare. And then he kind of blinks away a bit. And then kind of looks at Titania for answers. And everybody's kind of quiet. Is there anything you wish to intercept? Like say anything? Is project or just wait for an answer?
I think I have one more thing, actually.
Do tell.
Yeah. And I will say, I might have one more witness to our journey. I apologize as I do not know the name of this individual with these beings. But throughout our journey, we have been in the company of a golden mice from the Feywild, who has bore witness to our actions and deeds.
As soon as you say that, one of the mice just immediately, like you almost feel like that sensation of like fuzzy fur to your right cheek, and you feel like somebody's just climbing on, and you just see looking down that there is, in fact, a golden mice that is now plainly visible. You look at Oberon, and Oberon looks at you, Ira. Not of like fury, because the only eyes are only facial thing you can see, but then looks back at Titania, who seems for the first time almost have like this slight smile on her lips as she looks down at all of you. Then looks back with a bit of bitterness towards Zinot. I seen for your life, Zinot. Last time I did that was about 4 centuries ago, when you took up this endearing task. I see through the problems and the weight of this entire realm weighing upon you. I see you're dealing. And I shall forgive you. You see immediately Zenot's change just kind of loosen up in his sick bait. And Zenot kind of looks down and just kind of takes a bow. And just kind of bows. And then, yeah, you see Adalbron. Adalbron looks a bit confused, like just kind of looking at Tanya. And then Tanya looks back at you. And you shall receive what you wish for. Zenot, present them with the phylactery. He immediately gets on his feet again and starts like going through his pockets. And you hear all of you a voice, not out loud, but in your head. Zenot is a cunning individual. He never trusted mortals. Even though the quarry of what plagues your plane does not very much interest him, he likes to take, you could say, a plan B, a failsafe, if you will. Thus, he possesses the Lich's phylactery. And you essentially see that he grabs one of the bags of holdings that he had, this very finely tailored golden bag, and he kind of pulls out this very singed, dark, metallic lantern with these ruby glass panels and a single massive blazing flame in the middle. It's about half a feet tall, and it's very compact as the Archfey looks at you and kind of extends his hand, and almost like bowingly just kind of nods his head as he kind of extends the hand. Who's gonna take Pete's phylactery?
I'll go first, dibs.
Yeah, I was going to take it, but I think I would raise Griselda.
And then Zenot, almost under his voice, I know where he is. I know where they gather. I know what you most likely want to do to him, and I won't stop you. If we want to traverse there now, I'm able to do so. His face looks like he went through like a flashback through his life, and he's sweating, and he lost all of his composure. Almost broken.
Who heard that?
Well, that's more like it.
Did only Griselda hear that?
No, everybody heard that because he was just mumbling almost under his breath.
Yeah, I will give a bow to Tanya, give a bow to Oberon and the inner circle, and then give a bow to Sinot. And as she does that, she will a bit under her breath also say, there is someone else that we would like to bring with us. That is right.
Are you asking the court?
No, Sinot.
Who? Whom?
Don't interrupt. Say. We're talking. Well, actually, we're talking about Zircon, right?
Yeah.
You
A
saying
man
that
named Zircon.
his eyes dart around all of you. Why do you know him? What is wrong with you?
What? What do you mean, what's
Unfortunately,
wrong with us?
I owe him my life.
He kind of looks away. Making deals with the devil. How mortal of you.
Well, we're working
You
on
got
that.
fucking alright.
So
Fucking-
are you taking up the offer for teleportation?
Yes. And Horaf, do you have any kind of long range messaging ability?
I don't think I do. I only have. Well, I think I only have message and not actual sending.
And you don't have like a gate spell or something?
I mean, the only thing I have is at this point, plane shift and stuff. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about here. That's spelled.
I have a plan. Yeah. I want us to take this opportunity. I was says to the companions. Griselda and Horaf.
By all means.
So what are you gonna do?
You're gonna get bevved to a fucking fight.
Maybe
We will
who
accept
knows?
your offer.
So he kind of nods, kind of looks almost at the Tanya for approval as she nods, and then he kind of extends his hands towards you, and this golden glow starts to manifest as he sprouts his wings once more, and with a sudden flash of light, the first thing you feel is immense, sharp cold hitting into the depths of your bone marrow. The winds are hollowing in the surrounding vicinities. You are in a frozen wasteland, as everything you see is ice. Except as you look around, you see a massive structure, a tower of reddish blackish stone that is glaring high up. And opposite of it, you see two massive creatures encased in ice, as they are seemingly frozen in time in the midst of combat. One of them is a Tarisk, while the other is an astral dreadnought. Yes.
Oh, fascinating. What
Yeah,
a
and
battle must have taken place here.
Is it only the three of us here?
Only three of you, yeah.
Yeah. I want to, in the sky, ask Circon, can you hear us?
You see, you have no response, but you see all of a sudden the Archfey starts looking around.
Okay.
I have
He's here.
fulfilled my end of the bargain. Shall leave. And then you hear clapping above you as you see on one of the icy ledges a familiar silhouette, a familiar figure. Zircon's clapping amusedly, looking at Zenot. Well, well. Look who it is. The protector of the Feywild. How you doing, Zenot? It's been a while. You see Zenot looks at Zircon with... like, with fear. With genuine fear. As he kind of takes a step back. Zircon just kind of smiles amusingly. Yeah, it's been a while. Don't worry, I'm not here to kill you. Go back to your fairies and whatever tree fuckers. And all of a sudden you see Xenon just vanishes and disappears. And then looks at all of you with a bit of a sigh. So, been a bit on the Feywild, I see. Tell me, what have you... do you have any news? Anything interesting developments?
The Great Library was attacked. We figured out who done it. We just got back from the Sealy court, straight to here, after exposing him.
You can roll insight. You can roll insight if you want, Iron. Nobody's stopping you. What are you trying to figure out?
After that conversation between Zircon and the Archfey, there seemed to be a lot of story. I want to see. Does Zircon seem malicious in any way? Or is it the same as before? Yeah.
He seemed to know Xena to quite a deep, quite deeply, to the point that he found very amusing seeing him basically shit bricks. But when he vanished, there was almost no malicious intent left. There was no malicious intent to begin with, maybe except if he tried to kind of rub in Xenon's face a bit. But he's now looking at all of you quite expectantly and just kind of just casually sitting on this icicle, just observing and listening to what you discovered. He kind of
Ira, in your head, you hear my message. Should we tell him about the phylactery?
Yes, but Griselda might not want.
It's vital for destroying the Lich. You have to at this point. Then he also seems to be have been carrying an item of interest that will aid us. Griselda?
Yes?
Please show him the phylactery.
You say phylactery, he immediately, his eyes widen as he looks at Griselda with great anticipation.
Wait, have I got it? I thought you had it.
Yeah, you took it. You're like the
You grabbed it before anyone else could.
No, I'm saying that in character.
Oh.
Yes.
Phylactery.
The thing he just gave us. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got a clue. What are we showing him?
You get a very angry look.
Zircon just kind of sighs with almost like this sweet release.
Sorry.
I thought here you were gonna present me a phylactery to somehow change your fate, but seems you still want to die. Is that it?
I'm sorry. I just often lose things.
You see his smile slightly just becomes a bit more strung as he slightly nods, gives you the smile, but not a very genuine one.
Second, apologize. Could you let us talk this out?
Oh, right, that phylactery, right. She pulls it out.
I punches the wall in her mind.
So Zirka just kind of leans a bit, just kind of leans back on the icicle, has his hand into the side of his face, looking at it. Just the way I made it. Just the way it was. Congratulations, everybody. You kind of solved the whole ordeal. I mean, what is a lich without a phylactery?
A dead man.
Exactly. Oh, ah, well, that is a very pleasant surprise. I'm kind of even almost, you could say, proud of all of you to made this far. I sent multiple people to look for this phylactery for 3 or so centuries. You were not the first, but definitely gonna be the last. Seeing that you brought this in front of me. I guess your job here is done. And I
I
guess, Griselda, if you wish, I will forgive that that transaction. But if you so wish to die by my hand, I should, I guess, give a fair warning. You're a creature of honor, but I do not deal in honor. You will not have a duel, you will have an execution.
He steps up to him. I don't know how tall he is, but she's like,
He's about 20 feet up on a wall on the icicle, just looking.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Griselda, what are you doing?
I'll promise this man a fight. I'm giving him a fight. Odolf, can I have my sword back?
He just said he does not intend to play fair in any ways.
The fairest way to fight is to use everything you can to kill your opponent.
Serkan, could you be kind and show some mercy?
Mercy? I'm trying to kill you. Do you show people that try and kill you mercy?
Ira, Ira. I genuinely look upon you and I see something about myself. Something maybe long that I kind of forgotten or buried or killed. Oh, that sweet mercy of an innocent bystander. Looks at Griselda. Then looks at you, Ira. Looks at you, Hodart. I mean, I can show her how unfair it can be, and then you can, I guess, pick her pieces up if you so wish.
Well, firstly, come down here. I want to at least be face to face with someone that thinks they can kill me.
As long as you can be brought.
So, he kind of sighs. I mean, between me and the phylactery only stands a singular half-orc with a god complex. I mean, why not? What is one
down?
more? He literally just jumps down 20 feet.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Is he next to me?
He is about 10 feet in front of you. He has not a single weapon.
Ara takes
Okay.
the Hodor thing, maybe backs off.
Hold up. Before you guys have a lover's quarrel, may I ask what you plan on doing with the phylactery, Zircon?
Let's see. A simple bait, destruction of the lich, and then destruction of the phylactery. Simple.
Insight.
They're all inside. Well,
yes.
maybe a lot like torturing, for several hours, days.
Yes, because it is campaign close to end.
Yeah. So he seems to be generous and genuine, almost like
It's
genuine.
No, he's being like generous, as in like he seems to be in a very good mood at the moment. Like he's on the dopamine high, as he's like almost like playful, just kind of looking around at all of
But there's truth in his words.
Yes, there's truth in his words. He seems to generally hate the person that you possess the phylactery of. He said that he would kill him, but maybe like torture him a bit, like for a few days, weeks, the usual, the good stuff.
Can I try? I look at Griselda. It's like, are you sure I can't talk you out of this?
My sword, please.
I can tell this will be your doom.
Zerka just kind of chuckles at looking at you, Griselda. Let's make this fun, shall we? Pick a number between 1 and 4.
May I ask a question first?
Go ahead, since you're so eager to be down a peg.
I was told if I was to die by you, well, if you were able to kill me, I wouldn't go anywhere. Like, my star wouldn't leave this. I would be isolated, purgatory, no afterlife. I would cease to exist. Is that correct?
Well,
Is that what you do to people?
Well, technically, I do a lot worse things than that, but if you really wish to die, you can just take the blade and slit your own throat. So, as long as you don't have some sort of grudges against a specific god that might have taken a bit too much to notice you, you should be fine. Somewhere in the void. Nothing. But if you wish to be, I guess, torture a bit, because I'll humor Ira. I'll keep you alive. I'll just show you how unfair it can be, and I guess maybe if you find it a bit too much painful, I can just end it on the spot, and then she can resurrect you if she wish.
I don't care where you put me or what you do to me. I don't care if I'm on a shelf or somewhere else. I just don't want to be here anymore.
So young, with so much power, and so little foresight.
No. I'm actually 30. I took a potion.
And
I promise you.
And I'm over 7 centuries old.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yes. You are all but a younglings to me. Whelps that do not...
I wouldn't say that's actually correct, because if I die in 20 years, I'll still reach the end of my lifespan, so I'm still old. I'm just not old to you.
Yeah. Pick a number between 1 and 4, and let's be done with this.
Big money, no whammies. 4.
All of you all of a sudden see Zircon is nowhere to be seen, and Griselda all of a sudden collapses, all of her 4 limbs decapitated on the floor. Griselda, I would like you to roll me 3 death saving throws.
Alright.
I was about to say I really don't like the Hodas, but I was interrupted. It's gasp.
19, 4, 11.
Okay, let's see.
2 successes, 1 fail.
Yeah, roll again. Let's see. I'll technically just roll death saves. You 2 successes, 1 fail.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you gonna be?
Oh wait, hold on. I have advantage, so that's 1 death save. Well, 1.5. Fucking. Hold on.
Just yeah. I love the fire. It's all just peaceful. Yeah, 2nd success. And a 1st success. So what you all see in front of you is essentially a half-orc's torso, face first in the eyes. All limbs were just still in the same place, but no longer attached to it, and there's a blood pool rapidly forming. And you see Zerka to the side, just kind of wielding this falchion made of black metal, and then he kind of just gives a single swing and just kind of sheds all the blood on the ground, and then it disappears in his hand and looks at you, Ira. Well, you can leave her to die if she wants. I don't much care for her. I'll be taking this as he kind of grabs the lantern.
What?
No. The phylactery.
He's phylactery.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I don't know if you need teleportation. The only thing I can provide is the city. then again, I'm not staying here for long, so decide.
I doesn't really listen to him. I just runs up to Griselda.
Give us just a sec to get this one back up and running, apparently, and we'll be good to go back to the city.
I have spared the dying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over here and do my 9th level spell, True Resurrection.
She isn't dead.
She's not dead.
He's not dead.
You gotta kill me first.
Do you have regeneration?
Oh yeah, no, I have regenerate. Yeah, we can do that shit.
Yeah.
Just stab me through the heart and be like, "This is for your own good."
Yeah, so Zergon kind of looks at all of you. Or I can just leave you here, and you can just, I guess, have your own little thing. But,
Yeah.
What, you cast regeneration?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Griselda's alive and slowly growing limbs.
Yeah.
And
You fucking
unconscious.
liar, I'm still here!
It is a mercy. It's a mercy. Don't worry,
Mercy?
you'll have your chance. You'll have your chance to get him at a later date and
Yeah.
time.
Ah.
You
This
still
about
have a
me
long way to
getting
go
him.
before you can kick his ass.
This isn't about me.
Ira looks at Zircon.
I hate this place. All of it.
Conflicted feelings says we'll be fine.
Yeah, you shall be fine. Anyway, he kind of gives you a wave. Good luck. And he vanishes, leaving you in the frozen wastes.
Fucking piss end.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Out of character, I have a huge, strong urge to unthaw the 2 behemoths. But I'm not going to.
Yeah, so...
Can
Hold
cast
on.
wall of fire.
Maybe that's the way.
So,
Okay.
with that...
But I will detect magic.
On the 2 behemoths?
No, just in the general area, because he's
No.
curious.
Oh, you don't get it. You don't get it, my good people.
Oh.
My good people. It's over.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
it's over. Yeah. So
You are not allowed
Well
to
then-
die before in front of Griselda.
So okay. So here's what. So, is there anything you wish to do before I say how it's gonna end? And then you all individually get to do it.
Ira will use prestidigitation to clean the blood. Griselda's limbs are slowly starting to heal. And
I would
the funny
transform.
thing, I will use one last prestidigitation to just write the word fool in Griselda's forehead.
So
And
What are
then
you
I
writing?
turn
What are you
into
doing?
my
Subtle spell you didn't see.
I turn into my gold dragon form. It's like, well then, off to wherever.
Yeah. Sure. Off to wherever.
okay. So pick a direction and we're gonna call it. As I'm gonna say a few words.
Going
Oh.
to. We're gonna start heading south.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, you finished the campaign. 25 sessions. So, it takes you all several days to make back to the city, if at all that's your destination. The city has not been destroyed. On the opposite, by the city gates, massive columns of hundreds of thousands of constructs lay dead and destroyed. The wall suffered some casualties, but the city survived with minimal casualties. Zircon is nowhere to be seen, as last time anybody has heard of him was about 2 hours after he was vanishing from you. he had intervention, or I guess a final confrontation with his former master, Pete the Terrible. The combat was short, and half a street was almost burned alive in several types of fires before both of them, more specifically Zircon carrying the remnants of Pete's skeleton, vanished through the portal and was never seen again for a long while. The city will recover. The stones that plagued the place have been destroyed by themselves, naturally. The golems, slow but surely, day from day, turn to ash. And the missing people who were missing for over a year, slow but surely, made their way back from the forests, returning back to their usual living. As simple of an ending, the city saved. The day has been won, in a way, and you're all still alive, those who wished it or not. And with that, the campaign has come to a close.
Yeah. Could we have like an epilogue? What we are going to do, like small, quick.
So decide what you want to do on each of your epilogues. If you're gonna be together or divided for all of your life, and do as you see with. Because eventually you will get a one-on-one with me of where you go, what you do with life. So decide.
Should we split up?
Well, when Griselda's healed, yeah, she's leaving.
Yeah, and
I'm good.
You might really dislike this Zelda as a player. Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't worry about me as a player. I've had characters die consecutively. What you got for me?
Ira will give Griselda a curse.
Oh.
She uses one of her wish spells.
Are you doing it with her knowledge or without her knowledge?
Without your knowledge.
Okay, cool.
So, and the curse is basically that you cannot seek your own death, and you will run away from a losing battle.
In that case, Zelda can no longer fight.
Oh boy.
Again, I apologize, but that is...
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, as you put a curse on her, she does take her weapons and go, but, you know. Wait, is it like she cannot step towards it if she wants to, or like in her head it's like you don't want to do this?
Okay. That is up to me to decide. The whisper is...
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna let Grizz.
Yeah. So Griselda is gonna go, but gonna be cursed forever, and not willing. I'm
going to stay with Ira for a little bit before trying to reconnect with Quirk.
Yes.
To try and set up that information thing. After that, after a little bit of that, he's going to take the time to go back to the Fey Wild.
For the festival.
And for that particular date and time.
Alrighty. And Ira, what are you gonna do?
She is going to, for the first time ever, try the teleportation spell to return home.
Oh.
To her homeland.
Oh. Well. So, that has been the Harpy of the City. 25 sessions. Could have been a bit more, but between 20 and 30 sessions, as I said. So, for the final time as Ira, Griselda, and Hodart, except for one epilogue each individually, is there anything you wish to say before I'm shutting the stream down with no survivors?
Whole fucking campaign, baby! Griselda the Undying! Woo!
This was very, very good. Here.
Unfucking killable.
We'll see you in the next campaign each one of us are a part of. Can't wait.
I can't wait. Well, we'll see. Won't we?
Indeed. Ira?
Yeah. It has been a lot of fun.
So yeah. And this campaign has come to a close.